Good afternoon, crafty friends. My name is Jessica, and I am the host of Little Slice on Paradise. This is a knitting market channel, and I am currently in the middle of a challenge that I gave myself to knit $2,000 worth of inventory for my upcoming market in 5 days. So my goal is 7 hats a day, and I'm going to show you what I have made so far. It is currently 12:45 in the afternoon on Thursday, so I have one more day to get all this stuff done. And tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, so we are going to be celebrating her and not knitting as much as normal. So today we had some appointments this morning that we were running around for, and thankfully my husband was driving, so I was able to knit. So I got not one, but 2 pumpkin hats done, and I cast on for my 3rd. So, yeah, not as many as I would like to have so far, but I knew that this morning was going to be a busy morning, and I'm happy with the 2 that I got done. Now that we just got back home and my kids are upstairs having quiet time, I'm going to sew. Oh, the light is going crazy. I'm going to sew the ends in on these 2 pumpkin hats, put the tags on them, and then continue knitting on my 3rd hat of the day. Yeah, so I have about an hour and a half left with my kids having quiet time upstairs, and I'm going to see how much I can get done. And so I will check in with you guys later. I'm so glad you're here. All right, friends. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I finished hat number 3 for the day. It's all woven in, tagged, ready to go. And then I've been working on some admin stuff for this weekend's craft fair. It is a huge festival, and a lot of times at the really big festivals, the internet is very, very slow. And so I have, I got this extra Wi-Fi hotspot, from Amazon. And so I'm charging that, but also in case, Square is not working like last weekend. I haven't uploaded last weekend's market video yet, but we had a lot of technical problems and it was horrible, and I wanted to cry, and I just wanted to quit and go home. But it all worked out. But that, it really kind of scared me, because I realized if people didn't have cash and if Square and Venmo were not working, because they were both not working for me at the same time, I realized I had no way to take credit card payments. So for this weekend, I also got an email from the festival saying that reception is going to be very spotty, and AT&T was supposed to have like a big cell tower that they were going to bring in, like the kind that they bring in for emergencies, like when there's like hurricanes, or when, the power is wiped out to an area and nobody has cell service. They bring in these big, like, mobile truck hotspots. So AT&T was scheduled, they were supposed to have a couple of those, I think, at the festival, because just in anticipation of not having service. And then I just got an email saying AT&T is not able to bring those. I guess there's an emergency somewhere and they can't come to the festival. So now the festival was like, you better be prepared and have lots of cash to give people change. So what I did instead, I have change for cash, and I also printed out 100 of these credit card authorization forms that I edited. I made it on Canva. Well, I didn't make it. It was a template, and then I changed it. But it has everything I need to take a credit card payment, and then I can input it into Square later. And then this way I'll have their signatures in case there's any discrepancies. So I figure I'll just write, like, it has a line for the amount. And so I can use the calculator on my phone and add up what they're getting, add in the sales tax, and then I can have them fill out the form. So I'm going to bring a clipboard. Obviously, I hope I don't need to use these, but just in case everything is not working, at least I know I have a backup way. And then I also added a line on here, right there. It says, add me to your email list, because I have been collecting emails for our email list. And so I thought this would be a good way, if they have to write down their email anyways for the credit card information. And so I just want them to circle yes or no if they want to be added to my personal email list, which I send out like news about, well, if we're having any sales, but I don't do that very often. And also I send out an email with the monthly giving donations that we did, and just to update people on what we're doing and how we're giving back to the community. So I thought if I have to use these, that might be a good way to get some more people on my email list. There's a lot of rules about how you can add people to your email list. And so I just wanted to have a very obvious, like, yes or no, add me. So if there's ever any questions, I can pull up their signature in their email. Not that I think there ever would be. And if you get on my email list and you don't want to get my emails, there's a really easy unsubscribe button. So no harm done. Okay, so that's one tip that I am preparing for, just in case there is not service for credit cards or whatever. So that was something I was working on, and now quiet time is over. So I'm going to go upstairs and have tea time with my children. And then my husband is off today, and so I'm hoping he will take the kids out on some sort of adventure so I can have some quiet time to knit. Even when my kids have quiet time, for about half the time, my 7-year-old son was down here, like, reading at my feet. He's a mama's boy, and he likes to be by me, which I love. I mean, I love it, but also I need a break. So I'm hoping my husband will take them out on an adventure, maybe to the park, and I can get some quality knitting time. I also was able to wind the rest of my yarn for hats for today. So I've knit 3 hats, so I wound yarn to make 4 more hats today. So, yeah, so now that's done, and I'm going to go upstairs. All right, I'll check in with you guys later. Thanks for watching. All right, I thought I would show you what I'm thinking for this weekend's festival. So, as I've mentioned millions of times before, this weekend is a humongous festival. So, I'm pulling out all the stops. I've got my 6-foot table here, my 8-foot table here, all my crates, my mannequins are coming. Then if I spin over here, I've got my mirror and my new shelf. So I'm going to start putting product out and seeing how things are looking. I don't even know if I have stuff for the mannequins, but I want to use them because they're very eye-catching. So I've got all my heads in here, and then down here we've got 1, 2, 3 bags of product. So let's do it. 2 things I wanted to show you real quick. I had made these little Christmas ornaments last year, and I think I'm not going to put these out, but I will save them for Christmas. But yeah, there's these random ones left over from a couple years ago, but they're super cute, and they've got little ties, and they just hang. And then I also, let's go over here, had made these cup cozies. So like this one was a pencil one for like a school teacher. I have 1 pumpkin one left. I've got like 2 of these apple ones, and then just some yellow ones. So I need to get some mugs out to put these on so people know what they are. I think I'm just going to price these at like $5 and see if anybody buys them, just to get rid of them. That's what I've got. So 2, 4, 6, 8 left. And they're so random that I'd just like to get rid of them. So, yeah, I think if I price them at $5 and put them on a mug so that people see what they are, hopefully they'll sell. But otherwise, let me get this bag out of here. This is all the inventory I have. Well, I lied. Okay, there's the hats that I've been knitting this week for my challenge that I still have to get out here. And then I'm just gonna find, excuse me, apparently I sold all of my infinity scarves that I had knit. So I think I'm gonna find some shawls that I knit, and just have those as like the big ticket items / the attention grabbing things. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna get this all organized and figure out how I want to display it. Over here, I have the baskets the same as I did last weekend. On the bottom in that basket, I'm gonna put some yarn that I want to sell. Like, it's just old stashed yarn, because I had a lot of knitters coming into my booth over the past few craft fairs, and I think it would be a good idea to have some of the old yarn that I don't want to knit with anymore, for sale. So I'm just gonna do that in the basket down there. If I find another basket, I might do 2 baskets, or I'll put something else down there. Up here, right here, I'm gonna put the ghosts like I did last time, and then I hung the bird nesting material feeders on the side of this. So yeah, I'm gonna keep the momentum going and figure out how to display all of this. I'm gonna put the pumpkin patch here, so that way on this, because this will be the side where people are walking by, I figure that'll grab people's attention. Then as they look back in the booth, they'll see the pretty shawls on the mannequins. They'll see the cool hats. On this table, I'm gonna put the merino hats. And then I think over here in this little corner, I'm gonna do all the old acrylic, well, not old, but all the acrylic hats. And then as they continue walking by, I'm hoping the ghosts here will grab their attention also. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. We'll see how it looks once I've got it all arranged. I think I've got it pretty good. So right here is gonna be our pumpkin patch. I've got all the pumpkin hats that I've been working on this week to put out. I think I'm gonna put them in piles. So I have 1 adult hat. This is like 0 to 6, 6 to 12. And then I've been working on the kid size, the 3 to 7. We've got our stuffed pumpkins for sale. I did find 1 infinity scarf that I haven't sold, so I put that one on the mannequin, and then the yellow shawl. I'm gonna bring a couple other shawls in case those 2 sell, just so I don't have naked mannequins. And then down here, we've got our white pumpkins, our acorns, our little bonnets, our little baby merino baby hats. And then we go over here. In here we have some leftover acrylic, like chunky headbands. In here we have acrylic big kid hat sizes. And then these are all the acrylic hats. I have 1 with a pom-pom left. In that bin, we have a like chunky acrylic with pom-poms. And then I put all the loveys in a basket. No matter how I sell them, people think they're hats. So I separated them in a basket. I wrote loveys. I wrote that they're made with acrylic yarn, and I'm hoping that people will read the sign. I'm gonna try to finish up the gnomes that Mabel and I were working on the other day that still need hats knit. So if I can get those done in time, they'll go in this box here. And then I just put some hats on my mannequins. Those are the cup cozies that I need to figure out where I'm putting those. And then down on the table, so this is where the merino beanies start. So we have merino with no palms, and then merinos with palms. This is all I have left. Oh, I don't feel ready at all. And then up here, I have one more hat, all the hair ties that I'm trying to get rid of. I had an empty crate, so I just put the flowers in it. I have my email list sign up, and then on top of the crate there, I'll have the clipboard with the email list. And then I have an empty crate because, let me flip you around, hold on. I have an empty crate because I'm supposed to get my order of wool wash that's coming in tomorrow. And so if it comes in time, what I'm thinking is I will switch the, where is it? The Lovey bin here. And I'll put the Lovey bin down in that empty one. And then right here next to the checkout, right there next to the checkout station, I will have the wool wash. So there's little bottles, like 3-ounce bottles. There's 16-ounce bottles. And then there's also, excuse me, there's also like little pods, I think. I forget what exactly I ordered. But I'm thinking that would be a really cool thing. It's supposed to come tomorrow, so I'm hoping it comes before we have to leave. But I'm thinking that would be a really cool thing to have out for sale, to say, you know, the merino beanies are hand wash only, but I'm also selling the special soap to go along with it if you want to buy the special soap. So that's why I left an empty bin on the table, because I'm going to try to fill it with the wool wash bottles that are supposed to come tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm going to photograph all of this so that when I get there on Saturday, I know exactly how I want it. And then I'm going to take it all back down. But yeah, I feel pretty good about it. I got to get, as I've been going, I've been writing a list of things that I need to grab or things that I need to do. These tablecloths that I have on the tables here, these are my old tablecloths. I got new ones that are like fluttery. These, here, let me flip you back over. Okay, these are the tablecloths that they hook underneath the table leg. And I don't have them hooked right now because I was just putting them on so that the products didn't get dirty at all if there was any dirt or leaves on the tables. So these tablecloths are not the ones for tomorrow, and this is not how you're supposed to have the tablecloths. But why I switched tablecloths was, so these ones hook under the legs, like they have a little loop-de-doop thing, and then they stretch across. But the problem is when they stretch, they arch. And so you can see if you have anything under the table, like I mean, I store all my stuff, my wagon, my empty totes, my crates. You can see all of that under the table, and it just looks, I don't know, not professional. So I got new tablecloths that they're stretchy on the top, and then when they get to right about there, they like ruffle out and they cover the complete, they go all the way to the bottom. So I can still hide stuff under there, but customers are not going to see the extra bins. I just think it looks a little bit more professional. But I'm not throwing these ones away because I can use these for my mock setup right now, because I have the other ones in the wash. So I keep coming up with things like I needed to put my tablecloths in the wash, and then when they're done, I need to iron. Right here, what hangs down is my tablecloth banner. So tonight I'll need to iron that before we go tomorrow. So as I'm setting up, I'm writing down a list of things that I need to do or get, so that I can hopefully have everything ready to go. But yeah, I'm going to photograph this and then I'm going to take it all down. And I will check in with you guys later. Hi friends, we are back in my yarn cave, and I wanted to update you on what I got done today. So you saw earlier that I did the 3 pumpkin hats, And then I just finished this scrappy hat, and I need to do the ends and the tags and all that. So I just finished this one. So this is hat number 4. And then I cast on for this one, hat number 5. But I'm not going to knit 7 hats today because let me show you what I did instead. I finished up my gnomes. So this totally counts towards my $2,000 worth of inventory. And so I finished these guys. Hold on, let me show you because they're so cute. Okay, so this guy on top of his little hat, he's got a leaf and a little beard. Oh, I love him. There's that one. There's this one with, it's like a light pink, blush pink, which I also thought would be really cute to sell at Valentine's Day. There's that guy. So there's 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one has a bell. 5. 6. Okay, and then last one for tonight, 7. And then I have like 3 upstairs with the glue drying. So that means that we definitely hit our goal for the day of the equivalent of 7 hats. So I sell the gnomes for 30. So basically every 2 gnomes equals 1 merino beanie, as far as inventory price wise. So that puts us over our goal for today, which is good because yesterday we were under our goal. We were shy of 1 hat. So now I'm going to put all of these video clips together for my YouTube video. And while I do that, I'm going to work on tagging all the gnomes and weaving in the ends on my hat. And then I'm going to bed. I just got out of the bath, and so I'm all hot, and I'm so relaxed and tired. But I want to get this video at least started so that it can be up for tomorrow. And then tomorrow is my last day to get some knitting done before the craft fair. And it's also my daughter's birthday. So, yeah, I'm going to end the video here. I'm so glad you guys watched my video. I would love it if you haven't, if you would subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. That really helps out my little channel. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.